Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of HeyGen Bootcamp. Good morning if it's the morning for you, good afternoon, good evening if you're joining us from other parts of the world. We're so excited to have you with us. Feel free to share in the chat where you're joining from today. And let us know if you were here yesterday for day 1 of bootcamp, or maybe you're just joining us today for the breakout sessions. Would love to know what you're thinking going into day 2. Awesome. Good to see so many of you here. All right, I'm going to show a peek at our agenda before we get straight into our first breakout session of the day. This is our lineup for the day. Yesterday was focused on those core skills, demos, walkthroughs of HeyGen's platform, and today is diving into the practical use cases. We'll do some resetting around which tools that you learned yesterday might be the most useful for you depending on your use case, and help you figure out what that first project is that you might want to tackle, get started on at the end of this year, be ready to take into 2026. So you're going to hear about different use cases, some customer stories. We've got great guest speakers in each of these sessions. They're going to share their real use cases, some of their learnings along the way, tips to help you accelerate your journey in each of these areas. We have some virtual networking available at the end if you want to stick around and get to talk to others who've been at bootcamp. And we also have our HeyGen Support Lounge. You can find the HeyGen Support Lounge by clicking on the Round Table tab in the left. So when you're looking at the live stream, we're on the live stage here. You can always preview the agenda on the Agenda tab, and then Round Table is where you'll find the HeyGen Support Lounge. We've got a couple people there who can help you out and also share resources where you can always find support 24/7 for HeyGen. The support lounge does have limited seating, so if it's full, we'll keep an eye on that, but we'll have to rotate through people. So just a note to say, you can check out self-serve resources, but there are limited seats in the support lounge so that your questions can be answered by the folks staffing that. So with that, that's our agenda. We're excited to have you. Our first session here is HeyGen for Learning and Development. This is a great session for learning professionals. It is focused on our Learning and Development Enterprise Package. I'm going to go ahead and bring our first speaker to the stage, Karina.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Karina. Good morning.
Good morning. I am so pumped for this bootcamp session. There are fewer topics in this world that get me more excited than being able to share how AI video creation can help revolutionize learning and development.
Yes, it's going to be a good session. And we've got a guest speaker backstage who we're going to bring up later in the session, Jean-Marie from Sibelco. So excited to have him with us as well. And we will get into the session. So Karina, I'll hand it over to you. Are you good to share your screen?
Yes. So before we bring our guest speaker, Jean-Marie, who I'm thrilled to introduce and have a conversation with, by way of introduction, my name is Karina. I head up enterprise product here at HeyGen. I will spend the first 10 or 15 minutes of this session really walking you through our L&D solution capabilities. A lot of these features have recently launched. Some of you who joined me for the bootcamp yesterday, thank you so much for your encouraging messages. It's really invigorating to see the response to some of these features. And so please, as you see these features, drop in any questions you have in the chat, and feel free to connect with me after. But to kick off, I will share my slide deck. Audrey, let me know if you're able to see this. I'll go into slide presentation mode. Are you good to see this?
Looks great.
Okay, so introducing HeyGen's Learning and Development Solution. So for those of you who aren't familiar, HeyGen, we are an AI video creation platform. We're trusted by some of the world's leading companies like Workday, Coursera, Miro, Bosch, Intel, and Komatsu, as well as Harvard. We're pleased with our ratings, obviously, but we also take into account security, and we're certified to meet global security and compliance standards. And this is something we see as a necessity, especially as it relates to enterprise deployment. Now, the way our platform works is, I'm sure a lot of you tuned in on the boot camps yesterday and saw the various core product features, but the way we think about enterprise product at HeyGen is that we have these core capabilities, and these are our features that are available in our free creator team plan. And then on top of that, we believe that for enterprise professionals in particular, it is very important to build vertical specific features and workflows that meet that persona's use case. So what I want to show with this graphic is today, obviously, you all are learning about the first solution, which is our learning and development solution. But what my team is very focused on is making sure that for any enterprise user, regardless of their persona, whether they be in marketing, sales, localization, or any other department, we've built purpose-built solutions for each team. And I'm happy to chat more and learn about your different use cases. But for now, let's get into our first newly launched solution, learning and development. And before I get into it, I think it's important for those who didn't get a chance to kind of attend, yesterday's sessions, to start off with the basics of what makes HeyGen magical. So let's get into, as I mentioned, the core platform, right? So that's top bar right here. So first and foremost, we are known for having the most lifelike avatars available on the market. So with our digital twin, it's as easy as creating a digital twin of a course instructor or using a stock avatar from our diverse library. But we believe that we can actually bring a human touch to every video, making your content more personal, engaging, and scalable. When it comes to learning and development, we at HeyGen understand and take very seriously that it first starts with how engaging and dynamic that instructor is in ensuring training efficacy. And so for us, avatar quality is an absolute focus. Apart from avatar quality, we also recognize that there are few professionals as busy as learning and development professionals, right? I'll get into the key dynamics we're observing in the training market in general and the key issues today. But I think one thing to note that's very important is we don't expect our customers to be video creators natively. What I mean by that is we try to streamline video production workflows so it's as easy as basically prompt generating a video. And so this is one of our latest product breakthroughs called Video Agent. With Video Agent, you can write a script, pick images, add voiceovers with emotion, and edit transitions to automate your entire video creation process. So this really helps transform complex production into one simple workflow that allows you, your instructional designers, your SMEs, your HR counterparts, and the employees themselves to create any trainings they want on demand. But let's say you want more control and consistency, and you want to actually be in the driver's seat. Well, don't fear, because we also have our AI studio. And what we've really prided ourselves on when it comes to our AI studio is making creating videos as easy as writing a document, right? So we recognize that there are fewer departments as doc heavy and as process heavy as learning and development. You all are the pros when it comes to creating manuals and docs. And so we want to take that expertise in terms of content generation and make it very easily transferable into a video. So with AI Studio, you can easily control the tone, the delivery, the gestures, and emotion of your instructor, the avatar, in one solution. And what we really pride ourselves on, as I mentioned, is the simplicity notion, right? Because now all of a sudden, whenever I talk to a lot of learning and development folk, it's no surprise that video is the more engaging content delivery format. But where they do get surprised is that we save them on the opportunity cost of time and budget and allow anyone to produce studio quality videos without technical skills. The next feature I really want to hone in on as it relates to our core platform is our video translation feature, which allows you to translate any video you create with HeyGen or even videos created outside of HeyGen into any language. This includes audio dubbing and visual dubbing. And what we do is we use our advanced lip sync technology and voice cloning technologies to translate your videos into 175 plus languages and dialects. At the end of the day, training is only as impactful as the regions you can reach with the message you're trying to communicate. And so, with the globalization of the workforce and this need to serve diverse remote employee bases, with video translation, you can reach global audiences with authentic speech that sounds natural and true to your voice, regardless of language. Now, what does this actually mean for the HeyGen L&D solution? So now that you've been exposed to the magic of HeyGen's core platform, let's maybe start talking about how we think about verticalizing the solution for your needs. When I've talked to various different learning and development professionals over the last year or so, it's become clear, and you'll hear from Jean Marie on his specific training life cycle, but that there are four core stages to the life cycle today. The first is creation. So, this is allowing you to effortlessly produce dynamic interactive training videos that boost completion and retention. The second is localization. As I mentioned, the ability to translate videos to engage every learner in their preferred language. The third that we've heard is the managing. And the reason this is so important and the need to refresh training videos seamlessly is an absolute necessity is because we recognize that at the end of the day, one of the key burdens on a learning and development professional is how quickly your company's policies and processes are ever evolving and changing. And the expectation is that the content has to match that pace in terms of updates. Well, you don't need to fear anymore because with HeyGen, it's no longer as costly as reshooting or re recording the entire screen recording or making tedious edits to start from scratch. Essentially, we recognize that there needs to be some sort of shared infrastructure that you can then build on as easily as you can update an existing PowerPoint presentation or doc. And the last and perhaps most important part of this workflow is the actual measurement. Now, why do I pause there? Because at the end of the day, what is the goal of learning and development? It's to make sure that your employees or your customers are learning and being developed, right? And so measurement is very, very important. And we take the tracking of analytics beyond completions to prove your true impact on learning very seriously. So before I get into the actual features across those four stages of the life cycle, I just want to take a moment to pause here and share our key learnings on traditional training. And please feel free to chime in the chat what problems you personally are facing or what you actually feel are the biggest issues today. But from our gathering, we've come up with four core issues. One, traditional training is too slow. By the time a video is ready, the content itself is outdated. It's also too expensive. Agencies, equipment, and revisions eat up budgets. It's too rigid, meaning localization and personalization are very, very expensive afterthoughts. And lastly, it's too shallow. Completion rates don't actually prove out true learner impact and efficacy. And more importantly, comprehension, such that at the time of need, those skills are easily able to be applied. So the modern L&D challenge that we've seen our customers face is one, video is too expensive. Two, slides and PDFs are diluting attention and comprehension, meaning static content is resulting in very low engagement. Three, scaling globally is very difficult, right? So slow localization actually stalls training delivery and inflates costs as your workforce expands worldwide. And then fourth, as I've alluded to previously, constant change. Products, policies, and processes are constantly evolving at a pace that is very hard to keep up. So here comes HeyGen. In the traditional training workflow, we actually want to help solve and become more of a one-stop shop such that you all have to deal with less tools in your busy schedule and instead get more output. In the traditional training workflow, there used to be a world in which many of you are still currently in today, where there was camera equipment, you'd have to hire actors or voiceovers, internal employees, then you'd go to editing software, you'd have endless screen recordings, and then you'd try to localize it, all to then hopefully with the goal of taking that output and moving it to your LMS. I'm here to change that up for you. HeyGen is your modern training workflow, where effectively we replace all of these steps with our one-stop shop and create a deep integration and push into your LMS, such that it truly is as easy as a click of a button. Here are some of the use cases to get you all inspired. I recognize that not every one of you have deployed AI video creation at your companies. In fact, many of you here today are taking the time out of your busy days to expose yourself to what the technology is capable of. And for that, I applaud you all. It's not easy to get started in this thinking around how you can revolutionize learning and development. But let me maybe share some of the key use cases that our team has seen to inspire you along the way in your own creation journey with HeyGen. First and foremost, technical training and how-tos, whether it's guiding employees on new software or just helping educate customers on your different products, technical trainings represent one of our top use cases. The second is skill development training, and I'll actually dovetail this into our third one as well, which is leadership training. What we have found is specifically when it relates to some of the softer skills or some of the skills that are intangible and hard to assess, AI video creation plays a very important role because it can personalize and create adaptive training to meet your employees' needs where they need to be met, recognizing that not every employee is on the same trajectory in their own leadership training development. The fourth use case is compliance training. Let's be honest here. The opportunity cost of failure when it comes to compliance training is very high, which means that because this opportunity cost is high, it is becoming paramount that the material and the training is efficacious and of high engagement. You cannot afford to have a PDF or a PowerPoint go unnoticed in compliance training. Completion is the bare minimum. Comprehension is what we strive for. And so for this alone, we believe it's a key use case. And then scenario based. I'll get into all of our interactive features in a minute. But really, when it comes to the dynamic delivery of training contents, anything that's scenario based or role play driven is very effective for L&D AI avatar video. And then lastly, micro learning. Attention spans are dwindling, specifically for newer employee bases as a result of social media and other technologies. And so there becomes a need to take that 60-minute compliance training video and slice it up into different, more engaging micro-learning segments. With HeyGen's Instant Eye Highlights solution, for instance, you can do just that. So let me talk about the features now within L&D. My first and probably most favorite is our feature that we launched that allows you to turn a PDF or PowerPoint into a video. So we recognize that a lot of your trainings today are living in PowerPoint and PDF Word docs right inside of HeyGen. And so what we can do is with the click of a button, as you can see here, you can upload your PowerPoint. And the most recent development is we will actually use AI to auto-generate the script, or if you have existing speaker notes, those speaker notes will directly be translated into the script on the left panel. We also allow you, as you can see in this option, to have something called an editable template, meaning previously all PPT or PDF templates would be uploaded as static images. Today, everything is editable in the canvas itself, so you don't have to stop with your creation process. You also then, if you're localizing, can do it through a multilingual player, where when you push it out to your LMS or you send this link to your employees, you can share all of these translated videos and allow your employees to actually toggle to the language of their choice on demand, allowing learners to ensure that language comprehension is not their barrier for training comprehension. Screen recordings, as I alluded to, have been completely transformed in our L&D solution. So now it's as easy as taking a screen recording, adding it as a new scene. And what I like most about this feature is your voiceover then gets translated into an actual script as your panel. Now, why does that actually matter? Well, it matters because we've all been in presentations where we've said the ums and the uhs involuntarily and had to reshoot because we've wished that we could take those back. Now you can just edit the left panel as easy as you edit as a doc and upload and update that script as needed when policies change so that you're always ready to share walkthroughs in a matter of minutes. Let's talk interactivity. This is my team's latest features, and they come down to 3 core features that I'm more than happy to sync with any of you one-on-one on if of interest. And let me be clear that all of these features are only available in our enterprise plan today. So when you go to quizzes, the key thing here is we allow you to reinforce key concepts, assess learner comprehension during the video itself, and keep your audience involved throughout the video experience. So this is an example of how you can generate the quiz. You can mark which one's correct, and you can also alter the feedback that your learner receives if they choose the wrong answer or right answer to reinforce the comprehension and test their understanding in real time. The second and perhaps most popular feature is our scenario-based training via branching, right? So the ability to add branching to your HeyGen videos to create personalized, choose your own path learning adventures. So as you can see here, the creator, I should say, is actually altering each branch and then choosing which scene that branch should link to. So if I, as a viewer, chose option A, I would be directed to a fully different video than maybe my counterpart who chose option B. And this allows and directly addresses the key need for learning and development individuals and leaders to make their training adaptive to different comprehension levels while actively keeping the viewers engaged and catering to their needs. And then lastly, the ability to link to external resources to drive action, right? So we have this thing called embedded links and buttons in our HeyGen video to increase engagement. This allows you to guide viewers to additional resources, product pages, and steps, all without leaving the video itself. This is very, very useful for directing them to maybe processes, procedures, and manuals on your company's website and or supplemental education materials as is. So to summarize, these are some of the key capabilities for our L&D solution. In the creation workflow, as you recall, I mentioned 4 core workflow stages at the start. In the creation, there's file to editable video converter, branching, embedded links, interactive quizzes, screen recorder, and auto-generated chapters, which is actually going out live in the next week or so and is in development today. Auto-generated chapters meaning that we just segment the video based on the exact scenes. Then we have localization. So we, in addition to having the AI-powered voice cloning and lip sync, we actually take very seriously our brand glossary, which allows you to translate, force translate, and dictate the pronunciation based on your company and learning and development key terms. Management, as I mentioned, the one-click brand application, version control, workspaces, collaboration, permissioning, and folder organization. And feel free to navigate to our L&D solution website that dictates and shares all of these in detail. And then lastly, with the measurement, I want to get back to this piece. So today, a lot of you are using articulates and the likes of that for your LMS. We have native LMS integrations through HTML embed code copies, as well as SCORM support for both AI-powered videos, translated videos, and interactive videos. So why should L&D teams trust HeyGen? Well, first off, don't hear it from me. You'll hear it from Jean-Marie in just a second. But one other thing that I wanted to point to are these key impact stats that we've seen our customers have. 10x increase in video production speed, 5x increase in video creation, 15 languages localized per video, 25% boost in course completion rates, one of my personal favorite impact stats, and then 40% increase in video watch time. So thank you so much. I will pause there. And I am thrilled now, Audrey, let's maybe bring Jean-Marie to the stage to really bring some of these slides to life with his own customer testimonial. Jean-Marie, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for having me, Karina. Glad to be here. And yeah, I'll let you catch your breath a little bit. Amazing, so many features, a nice presentation, and hopefully I can contribute.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. For folks that don't know, Jean-Marie is the digital learning manager at Sibelco. He leads a lean team of 2 to 4 people at any given moment, serving 5,000 employees. And their team is focused on upskilling these employees and collaborating with other teams on legal, health, and safety trainings. And so maybe to start, Jean-Marie, can you maybe walk us through your role at Sibelco and your key priorities in learning and development today for folks on the call?
Sure, my pleasure. So Sibelco is a 5,000 plus employees company with a global footprint. We are mineral solutions, and we are leaders as well in glass recycling. I'm part of the talent development team who's in charge of upskilling the employees and collaborating with a number of functions such as health and safety, information system, legal, and other regular departments that you'd find in any global company. And then as a digital learning manager, I'm here to instill some innovation in the training, leverage the new power we are getting as learning designers with the assistance of AI, and make a difference in the learning experiences of our employees, hopefully.
Awesome. And thank you for that context. Maybe to kick off, my first question will be, Jean-Marie, can you maybe walk us through what training video production looked like at Sibelco before HeyGen?
Sure. So, PPT has been the name of the game for forever, like it or not. So it's a top-down training format that's is very standard, but shows its age, and you have to make use of it if you want to leverage the existing content. So what we do is collaborate with our subject matter experts that we tend to call SMEs, right? And then see what they have in terms of content, let it be PDF or PPT, and try to digitalize that and to put it in a more modern fashion. And that means going through the process that you nicely described, like uploading that into HeyGen, adding some avatar, maybe playing a little bit with the customization, because you can now edit the content of the slide within the Canva available in the authoring tool of HeyGen. And what is really nice is that you can localize with a push of the button. We have 20 plus languages here at Sibelco, so we can make sense, hopefully, for the different regions and sub-regions we are working with to deliver them a personalized experience with subtitles, and even being able to translate the written content of the deck. So that is not so sexy to work with PPT, but now with HeyGen, a little bit more, and then you can hear it there at some interactions localized. So we are back in the modern side of the training, and I feel very much in 2025, even with PPT.
Well, welcome to the modern side of training. I love that you articulated it that way. Before we get into HeyGen, one thing that I'm curious in asking for the folks on the call is, for you at Sibelco, what was the turning point that led your team to explore AI video creation? Like, what was the impetus for you actually exploring tools like HeyGen?
So if I can draw the comparison with history, you have BC, before and after Christ's birth, that we're going to celebrate for some of us in a couple of weeks, right? And with LND, it's about AI, right? A couple of years ago, the AI arrived with a wave of new tools like HeyGen, and that really changed the way we work. And there is a before and after AI, and for the last couple of years we've been really able to upscale and to dramatically increase the volume of the content. And a few years ago I used to manage a studio video, for example, and it would take dozens of hours to produce MOOCs or video learning courses. And nowadays you don't need to go into this very hot studio during the summertime, and you don't need to have so many people like to coach the SMEs. You can have them produce autonomously in only a couple of days. They have their modern and qualitative content, and you are just, as a LND supporting, you are here to onboard them, coach them a little bit. But I can say that the SMEs are really empowered, and they are like really autonomous. That again was not possible a couple of years back.
Hearing that SMEs are empowered and able to execute on their visions is something that I think is truly inspirational. When it comes to, maybe let's spend some time, like when it comes to your actual adoption with HeyGen, what have been your most notable use cases for training creation? Like, what types of trainings have worked really well when it comes to using HeyGen?
Or, there is no specific topic, as we can impact at scale all functions, I would say. And let it be cybersecurity, that the topic that is now all the rage and that all companies need to tackle as a learning topic. For example, that's been really interesting to do that, but with compliance modules as well. And as we are a mining company, to have some operational processes that are shown in a practical manner works as well. You can have like HR step-by-step processes illustrated through the HeyGen videos as well. So I would say, yeah, you pick your poison. Really, you are not restricted to a specific use case or again topic or branch of SMEs, and you can tackle them all.
I think that's such an important point because we've deliberately built our platform to be pretty horizontal in terms of the number of different use cases and training types within the learning and development solution. So you talk about cybersecurity compliance modules as some of the ones that you focused on starting with. Internally at Sibelco, or even just like your process, Jean-Marie, how did you identify which use cases you wanted to start with in terms of HeyGen? Anything you can share there for our audience's benefit?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, what comes first in our industry and specifically at Sibelco is health and safety. No job is so important that it should impact your health, so you should be able to come home safely. So that is something we want to convey as a message, and so we are in tight collaboration with the Health and Safety Center of Expertise to be able to make sure that as few incidents as possible actually take place. So that is a first, and we try to innovate and to go through the several new features of HeyGen that are released so often. So we try to be agile and to make use of them. For example, we've been leveraging the interactive avatars, which are very nice since you can upload your knowledge base and then actually talk in real time to an expert. Let it be a off-the-shelf avatar that you can pick from the pretty wide catalog of HeyGen, or create personalized avatars. And again, it takes it's not an overstatement, and when I tell that to the SMEs, they tend to think that yet again I exaggerate, but I do not. It takes only a few minutes to record yourself and to create your avatar, and bing, you can talk as many languages as you want all of a sudden, and it's nice because it's your own voice, and all of a sudden you talk Ukrainian or Mandarin, and so that's really nice. And I leave the liberty, the freedom to the SMEs to create or not their own custom avatars. It's a personal choice, of course, but I tend to encourage them at the same time because that kind of puts yet again with a human in the center of the experience, and then getting familiar when as a viewer you see the SME that you know from your company. It's more engaging to see that very video.
Yeah, and maybe a quick follow-up question to that. So you talk about interactive, like live avatar, and we'll talk about some of the other interactivity features in a second. But one thing that I've loved that you've managed to do, Jean-Marie, at Sibelco is really empower the SMEs. When it came to not only you adopting HeyGen, but your counterparts within learning and development, can you maybe share a little bit of detail on their onboarding journeys? I think a lot of folks that I've spoken to as leaders in learning and development, when they do explore AI video creation or any AI solutions, their biggest concern is, will my team be able to onboard onto this new solution? And will they be burdened by having to try out a new product? Can you talk about how you got your team on board?
So that was the vision I had a couple of years ago when solutions such as HeyGen were released, is that, okay, so you don't need L&D experts, experienced content designer to be able to collaborate the SME for hours, if not days and weeks, to be able to create one e-learning module. All right. So that is one of the rare occasions when the technology did make an impact, and the vision you had just like delivered. And so that is the a nice way to recap it is as plain as the empowerment of SMEs. So what you do is you assign a license to the SME. What I have is an introductory call with them, like 30 minutes or so, just to show them a level of confidence, because of course most of them did not get any opportunity because that is not part of their commissions to design content in the past. So just to show them, not going too technical, just show them that they should click here, 1, 2, 3, bing, upload their PPT, and then you have, in terms of UX, a pretty intuitive interface that allows you in a few clicks only to get your stuff inside the authoring tool of HeyGen. And I don't go further actually, because what I do with them is share the URL of the HeyGen Help Center, right? And show them the button you have in lots of websites, but that works really great in HeyGen in the lower right corner. You can click, and ask your question to the robot, or get the documentation, or you can talk to a human as well. So if they have a question, they can get it answered fast. And I always tell them, okay, experience. Take an hour or so to create your content, play around the stuff. You'll see it's quite enjoyable. And when you have some content ready, come back to me. I'll coach you to let you know how to fine tune it. And then after V2, usually it's ready to go. And then we see how we can localize and integrate within our information system. It's not science rocket, it's almost as simple as that.
I love the word simple when a customer uses that to describe the onboarding of their team onto HeyGen. That's incredible. Let's talk about two things that you've alluded to now. First was your live avatar experience with interactivity. Have you used any other features for interactivity, like branching, quizzing, embedded links in HeyGen? And maybe, Jean-Marie, you can educate our viewers on how you use them and for what different use cases.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So branching is not something so innovative, because it's been present on the market for 10 years or so. But now that you can add the branching after you created your content so fast, is very nice, because you get the best of both worlds, like getting some instant content and making it interactive. Okay, because we've been knowing for like 100 years or so that wherever you read or watch, after a couple of days, you tend to forget it at the level of 80%, which is a tragic training, right? And so if you add a level of interactivity, then you make the user at the center of the learning experience, and then with this actionable kind of training, it's much better, of course. So it's the branching is nice because you can personalize, and, as we call it, have a blend of adaptive learning. Okay, so depending on the scenario and the answers you give, you have a slightly different experience as a user. Another thing, of course, is knowledge checks. It's maybe old practice, but it's good practice to have a knowledge check at the end of the quiz, or from time to time to pop a question to keep the attention of the user, right? And to be able to share additional resources, so they can go one step further and go the extra mile if they are interested or X or Y topic. Then they can click on extra resources that are now available in HeyGen, only for a few weeks, I believe, actually, or a few months at worst. And then yet again, you have some interactivity feature here that is interesting to really to consider implementing, because video learning as such needs to be complemented by actionable learning.
I definitely agree. And the actionable learning is ultimately what will drive the impact, to your point. So you also alluded to the globalization and how Sibelco has employees worldwide. Maybe if you can talk a little bit about how global is your workforce today, and have you felt the need to localize the training, and talking more specifics around that?
Yeah. Well, one thing I didn't mention yet is that we've been using HeyGen as well for DIB, diversity, inclusion, and belonging. And it's very nice to be able to make an impact. And that's one of the occasions where I thought HeyGen was making the most sense as an authoring tool and as an AI powered solution, where you were able to give life, for example, to anonymous testimonials. We've been doing that, or as I was saying earlier, really to make the content as accessible as possible. Okay, we have we are today December the 4th. So yesterday was the International Day of Disabilities. So if you can provide some content vocalized in a specific language and also with the captions, so you'll be able to address a wider number of learning styles and persons who may be more at ease with listening to a video or reading because they have listening impairments. Okay, so it's really nice to have these options in HeyGen to be able to translate with the push of a button in a specific language. So we don't use the 175 you were telling about. For us, it's only about 20 languages, but you can add the accent as well. For example, we have plans in Portugal and in Brazil, and it's nice to create the localization with the different accents and specificities of Portuguese that are slightly different, I believe, in Portugal and in Brazil, right? That is just an example, but there are many others. Being a French citizen, I know that, and Sibelco historically is a Belgian company. There are slight differences as well, and you are located, I believe, Karina, in North America, where the Canadian French is slightly different as well. So that is nice, and you can have your glossary as well if you want. Your motto, for example, material solutions advancing life is the motto of Sibelco. You want this to be kept in English, you can, and specific health and safety terms, for example, that are technical, need to be able to be translated manually through a glossary. So they are kept out of the AI algorithm that translates automatically all the languages. So there is a few, sorry if it's getting too technical and specific, but there are a bit of examples of how we try to make our content as inclusive as possible for our global audience.
I love that. And now we're kind of hitting that point in the session where I'm sure folks listening in are like, okay, this is great in terms of the technology. We understand Jean-Marie's use cases at Sibelco and the various ways in which he's impacted training through the utilization of AI video creation. Maybe let's take a step back, Jean-Marie. I'd love to ask you, what impact have you seen, either quantitatively or qualitatively? Oh, I love that you took an actual step back since adopting HeyGen.
Coming back to the empowerment of SMEs, the volume of videos we've been able to create is just different. You know, before you need to have one content designer as a full-time equivalent. You could create something like a learning module a month. I don't know, and you would need to update your video studio with hardware and expensive equipment. And so now with the everything is in the software and the app, right? In the web app. So you can have many SMEs working at the same time on different content, and so this is, I don't know how the multiplication factor, but it's very high. That is one thing. About the localization, of course, when you monitor the number of views on a video, as a matter of fact, you'll have a better impact when you multiply the number of different translations available, especially if they're available within the same player, which is the case. So you can just pick your language from the player as opposed to go through many clicks and going back to your LMS to pick the language. That is in terms of user experience, that is a smoother process as well. And so in terms of impact, the number of views, the number of videos produced are some basic KPIs, but you would see the difference yet again before and after.
Definitely. And now let's pivot to, now that you've shared the impact, how viewers can try to get the impact themselves for their organization on learning and development. So for the viewers on this call, can you maybe talk about, for organizations just starting their AI video journey, what guidance would you offer them? Where do you recommend teams start with HeyGen?
Uh, I tend to categorize the authoring tools in two big families. The one that need L&D designers, and the ones that do not. Okay, it's more like a family like this: parents and kids. Because the second group is the new generation of authoring tools. And what is nice about them, that of course as a L&D professional, and I do create content myself, you can make an impact. But what is nice now is that you can create some seats and just assign the license, and then even non-professional L&D professionals, non-experienced designers, they can create content, and then it's very much a test and learn experience for them. But the learning curve is not so steep, right? Because it's what I tell my SMEs is like within a couple of days, everything together, you can have your stuff ready. Okay, so maybe it sounds like, they told me it was 10 minutes to create it. To generate a draft, maybe it's going to take 5 minutes, and then you have a couple of back and forth. Maybe you have some interactivity, some localization. You are coached by the L&D team, and then 2 days to create something. It's still like nothing to do with what was the case before. So that is where the learning process lies for the non-experienced teams in different functions. You can have a champion in legal, you can have a champion in IS that could share the nice experience, and that makes new use cases, and that's how you build a learning community. And more we know that the soft skill, as I'm part of the HR function myself, of course, and we know that the most sought after skills is not hard skills anymore, and in terms of soft skills, is about learning to learn. Okay, so we know that maybe your job, my job, Karina, it won't be there 10 years from now. But if we learn how to learn new skills, to play out with new tools, maybe we'll still be there in 10 years with a different position, but with new skills that we acquired.
I think that's so important. And the irony is we're talking about learning and development. And what you've just highlighted is the need for all of us to upskill ourselves and consistently learn such that the pace of innovation doesn't outpace us. We at HeyGen, we want to empower learning and development folks, SMEs. We don't want to replace them, because at the end of the day, one thing we firmly believe is you can't replace the power of the human touch, but you can amplify it and scale it to make it a lot more manageable, such that that individual can meet their training goals and their impact and efficacy standards. So with that, Jean-Marie, thank you so much for taking the time to share your valuable insights. I think, it's one thing to hear it from me, but I think it's actually way more impactful if you can hear from a customer how they've taken some of these technologies and features and implemented them in their day-to-day. So with that, I will bring back Audrey, and maybe we can kick off some Q&A for a couple minutes before ending the session.
Yeah, that sounds great. We've got a couple different questions we can go through. There's a few questions, Karina, for you around some of the L&D packages you talked about. Maybe we could start with a question around, can you elaborate on the SCORM features and export?
Yeah. So I can actually, if you give me a second, maybe I can share my screen. And while I do that, do you want to ask me another question? With SCORM, it's easier for me to show it visually.
Awesome. There's another question I can probably answer while you're pulling that up. There were a few questions around how people can use PowerPoint or PDFs to create content, and is that available only as part of the L&D enterprise package? But that is available on all plans. I believe that's correct.
Yes, that is the one feature that is available on all plans. If I just share my screen real quickly, what you can see here is if I click download and I'm in my share page, there's this thing called advanced settings. And this is where you can export it as SCORM. And the two different export versions we incorporate are SCORM 1.2 and 2004. There's this button right here where if you toggle it on, learners can skip forward and backward within the video. And then when disabled, learners must watch the video in its entirety sequentially. And then we also recognize completion criteria is very important. So you can manually adjust the completion criteria. And then it's as easy as clicking export as SCORM. And then as Audrey alluded to, the import PowerPoint, I do want to take a second on this because the GIF was going very quickly. One thing I want you all to be familiar with is your PowerPoint slides can now be converted into editable layouts. So you can actually create with more control and flexibility. So what I mean by that is up to 50 slides will be editable via editable text and graphics, meaning when you upload it in this manner, everything is movable within our HeyGen studio. So you can make more edits. And what does this actually mean for you? You can animate the elements. That's the key reason we actually built this. And then lastly, you have this ability to add speaker notes to your script or auto-generate the script, since script writing itself is so time consuming.
Awesome. Super helpful to see that. There's another question around interactivity and how the implementation of that works. So if someone's creating an interactive video, how do they then go take that? How can they implement that on their website or where their learners are?
Yeah, so through LMS integrations, you can export it as SCORM, or you can do an LMS HTML embed copy. All of our interactive features, quizzing, branching, and embedded links is only available through our L&D solution. And so real quickly, what I can show, I will go back to that same video, is the other way to kind of make sure it lives in the systems of record so you can manage and monitor the analytics is I just showed the export as SCORM functionality available in our download, but you can also click this button, share. And when you do this, there's actually an LMS button. As soon as you do that, it's an embed URL copied successfully. You can add that in as a block within Articulate or any of the systems, because we recognize you have enough systems and the last thing you need is a tool that doesn't connect to them. So hopefully it's as easy as that.
That's great. We've got another question here, Karina, that it's not L&D specific, but I think really relevant for a lot of our enterprise customers, people thinking about that around data security. The question is, in Germany and in Europe, this is very important. Does HeyGen provide safe solutions for company knowledge and data that might be in their training they're providing to their employees?
Yeah, I mean, we take security very seriously at HeyGen, and I alluded to it at the start, but I will, for the sake of time, just direct everyone here. This is a security tab on our website. This shows all of the SOC 2 Type 2 compliance we have, GDPR, and whatnot. So we have it broken out into security, our compliance tab up above, all of our different policies and the continuous monitoring we're doing, as well as sub-processors and any common questions you might have, like does HeyGen train on models, on my data and whatnot, which we don't on, when it comes to enterprise solutions, but definitely navigate here. And then we even have for more information, contact security at heygen.com. Our head of security would be happy to chat with anyone if there's specifics as it relates to their company policies. But this is a great place to start.
Awesome. All right, I think we've got time for, I'll go one last question. So we have a quick break between the next session. But there's a question around live avatars for training. I know we talked about a lot of the video creation for L&D, but there are a lot of people using live avatar as well. And I think, Jean-Marie, your team is using the live interactive avatar for some of your training. I'm curious if both of you can share kind of your experience with that or recommendations around training a live avatar on your knowledge and including that in your training.
Okay, this is actually music to my ears because we are actively exploring the use of live avatar within the learning and development solution. For folks that have specific use cases, Audrey, maybe if you can send them my email, I would love to directly connect with them on one-on-one calls. Ideally, in the next week or two, we are definitely going to be integrating some of our live avatar capabilities, as Jean-Marie mentioned, that he's already using for some interactive role-play training type experiences within the web app. That's all I can say for now because we're in the early development, but please connect with me one-on-one. And maybe Jean-Marie, if you want to chat a little bit about your live avatar experience in more detail, that might be helpful.
Yeah, that is something really, there you get the wow effect, when you can converse in a pretty natural way. It's a free-flowing conversation. The gap between different persons to interact is minimalistic, and then it's very you can either chat in written, but really what is impressive is that you can now talk and it's very reactive. And so first time you test it, you can barely believe it, to be honest. And I think that's going to be something very impactful in the next few years for sure.
Definitely.
That's great. Well, I think we've gone through a lot of the questions that came in. So we'll pause there. I want to thank you both so much for joining this session. Thank you, Jean-Marie, for joining us in your evening. It's incredible to hear about what your team is doing, what you've accomplished as such a small team using HeyGen. I'm sure people are leaving inspired. We've shared some links into the chat where people can read more about how Sibelco is using HeyGen. Want to thank you both for your time so much.
Thank you everyone for taking the time, and excited to continue building the learning and development solution to better meet all of your needs. And thank you, Jean-Marie, again for your time. Your feedback is always very valuable. Take care.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We are going to we'll have we've got a few minutes before we bring on our next session speakers. We are going into HeyGen for knowledge businesses yet. And I think if you joined the first session and you're thinking about this and you're a solo creator or you're a small team, but you are creating course content or training education as part of your business, this next session is going to be for you. So please stick around. This is going to be a great session, and we'll be back shortly.
You don't always have to start from scratch. If
Four out of 5 HubSpot users say HubSpot.
You're prompting your AI wrong. Here's why.
Hi, everyone. We are going to get started shortly. Let me turn the music off. We are going to jump into our second session in just a few minutes. As a reminder, this is what our agenda looks like today. If you were with us at Bootcamp yesterday, that was focused on our core skills sessions, diving into the walkthroughs, demos of our product. And today we have breakout sessions tailored to different use cases where you can find a lot of success with HeyGen. So if you're tuning in today and you're joining for our next session, HeyGen for Knowledge Businesses, you are in the right place. We will get started in just a couple minutes. We're bringing our speakers over right now. We are going to run through this great session, HeyGen for Knowledge Businesses. If you were planning to join the HeyGen for Learning and Development, that session just concluded. The recording is available. After this session, we have HeyGen for Agencies, and then HeyGen for Marketing will wrap up the day. So if you're planning for those sessions, save the time and you can come back and join us then. And throughout today, we do have the HeyGen Support Lounge open. You can find it by clicking the Roundtable tab. So if you go to the Roundtable tab, that's where you can access the Support Lounge. But right now, we're going to jump into our next session. I'm going to go ahead and bring Justin on screen. I see he is backstage. Justin, I am going to bring you up. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Pleasure to be here. Happy to get going.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
We've got a great session. We also have a guest speaker for this session who's going to join us a little bit into the presentation. Justin, are you ready to share your screen?
I am. My quick tech question for you is, do I share it from the share screen or do I click the plus and do it within Restream?
The share screen button down at the bottom of your in Restream.
Okay. One moment.
Perfect.
We're
seeing a full screen instead of the.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know how to
Let's
make that not happen?
Let me check. I can also pull it up and share.
That works if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, now you got to tell me if you're seeing that. I think we're good.
I can. So then will you just transition when feels right?
Yeah, let me know.
All right, cool. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. My name is Justin Witkoff, and I'm the resident product marketer here at HeyGen. Prior to joining HeyGen, I was product marketer for Apple for 3 years before launching my own AI consultancy. So it's fair to say that I'm familiar with both the tech and the challenges of being an entrepreneur and how to use one to help the other. So with that said, let's kick it off. So like I said, my name's Justin. I'll be opening this session, like Audrey mentioned, before I kick it over to one of our more successful clients with HeyGen, Anton, who's the CEO of Skills Booster Academy. So what I'll do is give you an overview of HeyGen. We'll go into the challenges for knowledge businesses like yourselves, how HeyGen actually solves those challenges. We'll show you a few real customer examples before handing it over to a real customer. Cool. So at HeyGen, our founding belief is that everybody has a story to tell, and our mission is to make visual storytelling accessible to all. The challenges that we've seen for knowledge entrepreneurs, knowledge experts, and the culmination of knowledge businesses in general is that recording is a chore. If you've made any content before, you understand that having to get dressed, having to write new scripts, having to get on camera, be camera ready, feel your best, all of those things to make sure that your content is great, it's not easy. Content creation is not for the faint of heart. And then beyond that, when you're ready to begin making updates, those updates are equally painful. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of thought. And then when your business starts to get some traction and you're ready to scale, those initial two issues bleed into that as well. So the culmination is that recording is a chore, updates tend to be painful, and then scaling your business is hard. The truth is there's just one of you and there's only so much you can do. So let's give you a brief overview into HeyGen. So as of today, HeyGen has helped generate 53 million videos, 44 million avatars, and over 7 million videos have been translated using HeyGen's video translation technology. The way that we're able to do this is we have, let's say, 3 sets of core products. We have the visual identity layer, we have a creation layer, and an automation layer. So assuming most people here are at least have a cursory understanding of HeyGen, our flagship products are digital twin and photo to video with Avatar 4. Avatar 4 is our state-of-the-art avatar engine. Digital twin is based on 2.5 to 3 minutes of recorded video from yourself, and it creates the most realistic, lifelike avatar in the market. Photo to video with Avatar 4 is exactly what it sounds like. You can upload photos of yourself, photos of other characters, and turn those into avatars in video. They are also realistic. They're also fantastic. It's just a bit of a quicker process than digital twin. And then as we move over to the creation component, we have 2 different video translation engines. We have speed and precision. The 2 of them each enable you to translate your videos into over 175 languages and dialects. And then you can edit all of this in-house in AI Studio. Once you're ready to scale and take things like your presentations and your content and really expedite that process, we have a text to video agent that we call Video Agent. You can take things like your presentations, put them into Video Agent, upload assets, and create visual presentations within minutes. So again, I'm assuming most of you are at least somewhat familiar, so I won't get too deep into this. But digital twin, like I said, is the highest quality, most lifelike avatar that you can find in the digital avatar market. It's based on a few minutes of recorded footage of you, and then you can take yourself, edit your looks, have you say, look however you want, and scale that content infinitely. As I mentioned as well, AI Studio allows you to edit as easily as writing a doc. So at HeyGen, we're not only trying to give you a visual identity layer, but give you the tools to really make all of the content that you need without leaving the application. So AI Studio is a supplementary tool to any of the products that you create. It allows you to edit everything in-house. Video translation is one of the things that we actually do based on benchmarks with other companies. We outperform most. As again, we enable you to translate whatever your native language is into over 175 languages and dialects, which allows you to reach a global audience while sounding authentic and natural to your true tone of voice. And last but not least, Video Agent allows you again to create videos from a single prompt. If you're familiar with ChatGPT or Claude or any other LLM, it's a similar interface. You can upload your scripts, you can pick images, add voiceovers, put this all into a prompt text box, and it'll convert it into it will transform what would have been a very complex production into a video in just mere minutes. So why should you guys trust HeyGen? Why do entrepreneurs trust us in general? Some of the stats, I think, speak for themselves. From our customers, from what we've heard, and each of us, by the way, speaks with hundreds of customers per year, we've seen customers tend to see a 43% increase in impressions, a 5x increase in video production speed, a 70% growth in terms of long-form video engagement, over 10,000 additional YouTube subscribers, and are typically tend to translate their language in upwards of 7 languages per course. So put simply, we give you the ability to take one avatar and one script and turn it into thousands of versions. Hundreds of languages and dialects, thousands of versions of you or any other character that you want to be your spokesperson, generate different looks, different backgrounds, reach audiences at scale and reach them the way that you want to be reached, or reach them the way that you want to reach them, all in a fraction of the time. So the solutions, put simply, recording made effortless, updates made instant, scaling made seamless. If it's not clear, our whole prerogative is to empower our users to tell their stories, tell them at scale, and tell them how they want to be told. Some common examples of how people tend to use us or how knowledge entrepreneurs tend to use us are for lesson and explainer videos. So if you're a course creator, if you're an educator or an advisor, social media promotion, if you're a coach, consultant, author, or a course creator, and also for personalized messages. So if you're onboarding cohorts, if you're running a membership program, a coaching program, or you're an agency, maybe that's the kind of way that you would want to use us. So you've heard a lot from me about how customers are using HeyGen, but maybe it would be helpful to see a couple of examples of how real customers are using it. So this is Annaline Brew. She runs I Love Happy Cats, and her primary use case for HeyGen is leaning into our translation software to reach her customers in other languages.
Vous, en tant que propriétaire, devez être prévisible. Demandez à votre chat de manière appropriée si elle veut un contact avec vous et respecter sa réponse.
So,
Ce que vous devez apprendre à votre
One thing that I haven't mentioned on this call so far is that it's not as simple as translating the language. That's something that many large language model, that's something that many AI applications are able to do. But what they're not able to do is match that lip sync with lifelike reality. So if you have a discerning eye and you watch Anne as she speaks, or if you speak French, which I happen to speak a little French myself, her mouth movements are accurately mirroring the French sounds that she's saying and the French words that she's saying. So not only do we empower you to translate your videos, but we do it in a way where your audience probably won't know that it's not your native language, which is truly amazing. Another example is Julia McCoy. She uses it in a different way. What she does is she creates a digital twin, and she has her digital twin present her content in different looks. So she has her digital twin. She's able to change the way that she looks, record once, scale infinitely, post herself presenting content on the different courses that she runs. So let's take a quick look at that.
Agentic capabilities, all wrapped in a completely new generative UI experience. Let me break down what that actually means for you. First, the reasoning power. You can now ask Google.
So truthfully, the first time that I saw this video, I did not realize that she was using HeyGen. And that's amazing given that I work here. So again, our flagship product is Digital Twin, and it looks exactly like this. And this looks exactly like Julia. So you record yourself once, you can edit your looks in-house, all without leaving HeyGen, and use it for explainer videos, use it to kick off your videos, or have a virtual version of yourself be a spokesperson throughout the content. Truthfully, the options are limitless, and it gives you the ability to work really, really fast and reach a much wider audience than you would if you were changing your jacket, changing your location, setting up lighting every time. Last but not least is Lisa. Lisa has seen a ton of success with HeyGen. I don't have the numbers directly in front of me, but I believe it was something like a 60% engagement since she started using HeyGen compared to making her content manually. So let's just take a quick look at how she's using us.
Hello and welcome. Today, we're exploring the fascinating mind of the INFJ, often called the rarest of the 16 personality types.
So very similar to our last use case, very similar to our last customer that we just took a look at. You'll see that that looks exactly like Lisa in real life, but that's her digital twin. And that's really the power and magic of HeyGen. So that's all from my end. Now you've heard what HeyGen's about. You've gotten an overview. We've listened to some of the challenges. We've also gotten to hear from real customers. But now's a chance where you can actually hear from a real one live. And after that, stick around for the end. Anton has a little bit of a treat for you, and then we'll open it up to Q&A.
Hi, guys. Anton. Hi, Justin. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really happy to be with you today.
Likewise, we're very excited for you to join us, and we're really happy for you to share all the success that you've had with HeyGen, and we love how much you've been able to use us to scale your business.
Sure. Let's jump into the slides. Just give me a second. I will share my presentation. You will let me know if everything is okay, and I think I can start. Guys,
that's great.
Yeah. So as Justin already presented me, my name is Anton, and I'm happy to tell my story of using HeyGen. Originally, I'm from Ukraine, and this bit of accent is one story that I will tell you how HeyGen helps me with this, how it helps to fix, and how it helped me to speed up video production 10x. So guys, I have a pretty good tradition to connect on LinkedIn on each webinar, each online meeting that I'm providing. So everyone who connects me on LinkedIn will get a small gift from me. It's my GPTs that help me to do a lot of marketing job, automate with scripts, video production, researchers, etc. And my book that you see on the background, it's Your AI Marketeer. So just connect in LinkedIn, and as Justin mentioned, I have a small present for you, and I will share it in the end of my presentation. So just to make long story short, my journey with AI started not in 2022. We are as a digital marketing agency, digital marketing academy. We are doing this for ages. So our first activities with AI were in 2017, 2018, and definitely the things that right now we are doing with HeyGen, with Gamma, with other technologies is something unbelievable. If we talk about how I can describe HeyGen for my friends, I had this question from Holly, CMO of HeyGen. We've had interview with her just 1 month ago. This is magic. So I've always had a big dream, and I will share with you this dream and how HeyGen helped me to do it and how it was done and come true. So first of all, let's go through the story. Teaching is definitely my passion. If we talk about our Ukrainian market, our Ukrainian experience with partners, we've built the third biggest digital marketing agency, the biggest digital marketing academy. The business was growing, but the war started. That's where my Udemy and Coursera story gets started. And right now, if we talk about the digits, we have 1 million students on Udemy and a couple of thousand students on Coursera. So we are teaching, we are sharing our expertise in marketing, which was our main field for 17 years. And when Jeff Bezos and other guys started investing heavily in AI, we've decided that AI is something really big, new thing that we need to be focused. And we went to learn about how AI can game change. So if we talk about my passion, I always love to teach. I love these webinars. I love workshops, master classes. This photo is from Olympijski Stadium in Kyiv when I was speaking on one of the biggest IT conferences in Ukraine for 2,500 people. And all these presentations, I really love it. If you will ask me what I hate recordings. Recordings, it's a big part of my job. Definitely, as we are doing a lot of content marketing, we are creating a lot of videos, at least 1 time per month and regular, like 3 days per month, were recording days. So you are going at 9 a.m. to the studio, you have cameraman, you have scripts, you have a lot of activities, and that was a big pain. So why we can say that this was a pain? You have here 1 photos of my recordings. You have pretty hot studios, all lamps, lights, they are hitting you and you are really tired. So you need to make some adjustments to make this recording possible. The life changed when I've discovered HeyGen, and this was really game changer. It was something that made my routine easier, my team's life much more understandable, predictable, and we've started doing it together. So if we talk about this big challenge of recordings on scale, try and do it with less pain, HeyGen transformed all the process of our video production. It 10x our process of the course creation. And if in the previous life, like 1 year ago, we need 1 month to create 1 course, right now with Team we produce from 10 to 12 courses for different platforms, for Udemy, for Coursera, for our own needs per month. And this is really something that could be happen just with the help of HeyGen. So if we talk about the process, definitely my AI avatar was not done from the first time. And here I want to share one of the maybe most crucial principles that you need to learn working with any AI tool. It's garbage in, garbage out. So we've tried different footages. We tried to upload different videos, and the rule is pretty simple. If you give high quality footage, you will get with high probability high quality results. So we've experimented many times, and right now you see the guy on the My AI avatar. He's in the same suit with the same shirt. I've done it just for this reason. And if you see how it works, definitely some of my students who already know me in person, who visited my webinars, online conferences, when they see this, they say, is it you? Is it real you, or it's AI avatar? And a few of them even missed, and they told that it's real me, but it was AI avatar created with HeyGen. So I promised Justin to show some videos how it looks like and how it works in practice. Definitely, I believe that we right now, it's one of the most important revolution of the content creation. During the whole period of time, the content was human created, and humans created content for humans, and this was okay. Even if we remember about like such tools as Grammarly, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, people started using AI for editing, small minor things, adjustment, etc. And we start getting content human created and AI edited. I believe that we are on the border of big era when the content start be AI created but human edited. And let's see how it can work and what result of the content we can get in this case. I will show you with you some samples. Justin, please jump in and let me know if it will be some sound issues, how the content that we create with the HeyGen looks like. This is one of our lessons. Okay.
Easy to transfer it to
from the start.
You don't always have to start from scratch. If you already have a customer base, it's easy to transfer it to the CRM. We'll now look at how to import and export contacts in SendPulse CRM. Let's begin with importing. We're on the contacts page and we'll click the import button. You'll see that you can upload a CSV or Excel file. Simply drag and drop your file or click to upload it. You can add a file containing up to 200,000 contacts. Of course, the fields for first name, last name, email, phone number, and other data should correspond to the columns in your file. If needed, you can also select separator, date format, and add tags or assign a manager. Important: contacts with the same email address will be updated, not duplicated. Now let's move on to exporting contacts. We're back on the contacts page, click the export button and choose the format: CSV, XLS, XLS, or export to an address book. You can export the entire list, only filtered contacts, or just with selected fields, such as only email and tags. Importing and exporting is a quick and simple way to update your data or transfer it to an external system. In the next lesson, we'll look at how to link companies to contacts and deals.
So guys, you can put in chat from 0 to 10, is this person that you just seen in the video, was it real me or it was AI avatar? Definitely most of the people, my students, people who are not familiar with AI will say that yes, this is real human, this is real Anton, sharing his knowledge about using email marketing tool, CRM tool, and how it can be implemented. So on the other hand, we are heavily using HeyGen with other technologies, with other AI tools that help us speed up all the process of production. And I will be happy to share with you how to do it, how to implement it step by step. We will have a short demo in the second part of my presentation, but it will be the next step. Before we will do it, I'll just give you a quick look how our slides presentations, which we voice over with the HeyGen, we use B-rolls in the system to make it more like visualizable and usable.
We've delved into artificial intelligence's transformative role in creative industries, from basics to strategic applications. Now it's crucial to apply these insights effectively. AI serves as a tool enhancing but not replacing human creativity and judgment. Speed is crucial. Those who adapt quickly will lead. Embrace experimentation over endless analysis. Ethical AI use fosters trust and sustainability. Ultimately, human authenticity, empathy, and vision are key differentiators in leveraging AI effectively. Begin with manageable AI projects. Focused strategic actions are more effective than grand, overwhelming plans. Prioritize small, achievable goals to build confidence and momentum. This approach ensures sustainable progress and allows for adjustments based on real-world feedback, setting a solid foundation for future AI integration. In your first week, select an AI tool that aligns.
Definitely, I think that's enough to understand the value. And if we talk about how it looks like, here you see the familiar avatar, and most of the videos we firstly create in HeyGen. After that, we edit it, we add slides, and slide presentation can be easily added in HeyGen. So this is the most popular use case. We can add small minor changes if it's needed. We can regenerate. We can translate it in other languages. So as you understand, HeyGen really can game change the process of your video production. I highly recommend you to play with this tool, and if you will see that something is going on wrong, you can easily reach the support, and support helps you to fix a lot of stuff. So we asked a lot of questions at the period when we just started using HeyGen, and support helped us to fix things with the voice, with the avatar, to make our videos like look more natural and make them really amazing. So this is a story how we started, but where it is going right now. I'm coming back to the deck, and let's talk a little bit about how we started working with HeyGen in implementation in our global courses. As you hear, I still have a strong Eastern European accent, and this is an issue. I'm learning English all my life, and if we talk about one of the common pattern of the reviews on Udemy, it's 5-star for the content. That's great. Content is great. I love the content, etc. And on the other hand, we have the comments like this. And 4-star is definitely not the lowest rank that we can get for this. It's the main issue is speaking English. I'm not a native English speaker. I have the expertise in marketing. I have expertise in AI, in business, and I want to share this expertise. But I still have small language issues, barriers, and what AI helps me to fix it. It helps me to sound like a native American. And this is one big advantage if we talk about HeyGen, voiceovers, translations, etc. And the second stuff, it helps me to proofread the script, see the script, and if I need to make any minor changes, I want to fix the word, I don't need to go to reshoot. Every one of you who was doing this painful stuff like shooting, you know what is a big pain when you realize that you forgot to turn on the microphone, or when something get wrong with the video, or there was some lighting problem, or you came and you've understood that some files were broken. And this is so painful when you understand that you need to go and record it. You need to go and reproceed it. It's on the one hand. On the other hand, you realize that you've messed with the script and you read from the teleprompter the wrong words. When we start using HeyGen, all these problems gone. Definitely, it's something that game changing the process of our course creation, our video creation, translation. We use it in English, we use it in our native Ukrainian language. So definitely, this is a big game changer in the process. So let's jump in the framework that helps us to make this 10x in our productivity from 1 course per month to 10, 12 courses per month. What helped us to do it? Definitely, HeyGen is the main part of this puzzle. So video avatars, my personal AI avatar, is something that makes video looks realistic, that makes this personal touch, that not some robot is teaching, but Anton is teaching. So that's the first big part of this journey. The second tool is Gamma app, and honestly, with Gamma, we create presentations much more faster. I will guide you through the process, how we proofread content, how we understand content. I will show you some small tools that we have that help us to speed up in all this story. But Gamma is really big game changer in the slide creation, information structurizing, etc. 11 Labs. Right now, it's maybe one of the best voice on the market, the best AI voice. And if you tried any other technologies and you came to 11 Labs and took the Pro voice, definitely you will understand the difference. Right now, we're experimenting also with another one tool. It's Respeecher. Respeecher are the guys who firstly were in enterprise, in movie production industry. They helped Hollywood to create voices like Darth Vader from the Star Wars. And when I've met them, they have even higher quality of voice, but we still just start in collaboration with them. And if we talk about our existing toolkit, 11 Labs helps me to voice at the moment when it needed, to voice over slides, etc. And it's amazing. If you talk about maybe one of the most important and at the same time most practical part of the educational process, it's screencasts. We are creating courses about marketing, about AI tools, about prompt engineering, agent engineering, and in all these cases, we need to create a lot of screencasts. Speaking head with HeyGen is amazing. We have it in intro video, promo video, video, some theoretical lectures, but the main juice of our course is practical lecture. To create some really good with AI voiceover, make all sounds the same way. It's really bad when we've created videos with HeyGen, and after that we have the same issues that I've shared with you during shootings in the screencast video. So we have in our toolkit two other really prominent tools. It's Truppeer and Cluso. They help us to go through their video screencasting. They help us to add voiceover from 11 Labs, and they make our courses really practical because we try to make each course that we have on Udemy at least 50%, and usually it's 60-70% of content must be practical videos with screencast where our students watch the video, they go to the tool, they try to repeat it, to set up Facebook ads campaign, Google ads campaign, prompt something, create their own AI agent. That's what we are teaching. And Truppeer and Cluso in this story, they are really amazing to create stunning screencasting videos, and we try to do it on the regular basis. So, as I've promised previously, we want to just go through the presentation. We will also do some practical stuff. So let's go to the, I will stop sharing this slide, and I will go to the sharing my whole screen, and we will do some practice. So let's go and see how we create the whole content and what do we need to get this stuff one by one. First of all, we have, Justin, let me know, do you see the whole my screen? Yes?
Can you share it one more time again, Anton? I think I accidentally closed it out after you added.
Yeah,
Okay,
right now it must be, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so we are at that moment, guys. Let's go in the deep demo to understand how HeyGen helps us and what are the tools we use for this stuff. As I mentioned previously, Udemy is our main platform. Here we have mostly 1 million students and 160 courses. We have a pretty big AI and marketing portfolio on Coursera. And if we talk about the basic tools that we start using during the process of the content creation, definitely we start with classics. So we start with ChatGPT, with Claude and Gemini. So where these tools help us? They definitely help us with research, proofreading, editing. They help us to structure the content and summarize it for any goals that we have. So how it can look like, for example, we have not just our prompt library, but we try to push every prompt that we need on the regular daily basis to MyGPTs. What is MyGPT? It's maybe the most simple AI agent, maybe not even AI agent, AI assistant that helps you to do some regular repetitive tasks. So in our case, we have our own HeyGen script helper. We have few of them. I will show you just the one that helps us to structurize the content for some presentation, decks, etc. So this is where the power begins. For example, we want to generate the content for HeyGen for some slide that we will sound with HeyGen and make this presentation more interactive with AI avatar. We already educated this MyGPT. We added here our own prompt. We added here the samples of our scripts for presentations. We shared how it needs to be structured. And right now it's really best way how to go and transform some information or topic in the script. Usually we come here with our own script, but to save the time, we can go just with some basic information. For example, I want to create the lesson about role of AI avatars in marketing. We can give like the pretty basic prompt, and as a result, we will get the HeyGen script. Definitely, you can use HeyGen script writer inside the HeyGen. It's pretty good one. But the difference between your own MyGPT or Claude project or Gemini Gems, that it's already educated on the scripts that you've created. So you have the structure, you have the recommendations, you have Udemy or Coursera policies. So in all these steps, you have the examples that help AI to make it better. And in this story, we have the structure for sound in some presentation. Definitely, we can go with this explanation and create this deck inside Gamma. I've promised you to show everything from scratch, and this is like the basic data that we can start from Gamma. For everyone who didn't use Gamma, Gamma is the tool for AI presentation creation, maybe one of my favorite AI presentation creation tools. So you need just to add the text of the structure that you've got from the MyGPT, generate from notes and outline. And here we need to add the template. So on the next step, we will add our template. What I love in HeyGen that you also make it personalized and your brand identity is alive. So you will decide what logos you will add here, information, etc. So the same in the Hammer, you can choose the slides you love. This is our Skills Booster brand slides. You start generating it. And after Gamma will add us some astonishing presentation. Definitely, we have human in the loop on all the stages. We start from the deep research of creating course agenda, human editing. We go through the proofreading, human editing. We create the presentation. So a presentation is also after that can be updated. We will get additional examples, human edited. So one of the crucial rules, AI is amazing, but AI still is not perfect. We have human in the loop, my attention or my product team attention on each stage of the content creation. So we have the deck. The deck is still generating. It's still not ideal. We need to add something, edit something. After the deck is ready, we can go to this deck with the HeyGen. And honestly, if we talk about one of my favorite features inside HeyGen, it's possibility to create from deck. So we can go from the beginning. And if we talk about the possibilities, yes, we can play with the AI agent. We can create and go through the creating from slides. But in this case, I will need to wait while the Gamma will finish. I will import my PPT or PDF, and after that, I will decide how I will work with this product. So we have the presentation ready. Definitely, in real life, we'll need to spend like 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes, depends on how big is deck to edit it. After that, we are uploading it. Let's do it in PDF. PDF, it's less tricky if we talk about the format. With this PDF, we are going to the HeyGen. In HeyGen, go and create with the PDF. Here we can drag and drop our deck. This is not one. I think this is one, yeah. So we will need to wait a little bit and we will get the deck inside the HeyGen. What we need to do next, we need to choose the right avatar. So as I mentioned previously, we played a lot with HeyGen before we found our favorite footage and AI avatar. We definitely need to create few more. But for the next stage, we are choosing the avatar. Definitely, I don't want it to sound any. I want it to be me. So I'm going to the deck presentation creation. Here we have my avatars, and I will choose this one. And this is me speaking. And what we can add here, we also can add the voice. As I mentioned previously, we added here my voice from the 11 Labs, and this voice I love mostly. We can edit, we can make it big, we can make it small, we can make its voice over just without the picture. Here you are totally flexible, but as I mentioned previously, small guys like MyGPTs or Claude projects or Gemini gems can help you to make that job faster. So definitely you don't need to copy paste this text without reading. We spent a lot of time of proofreading, fact checking, adding some details, adding jokes, examples, etc. But here you have the content for the first slide, and it can be added here. You can just with one click make it this avatar and the whole information edit to all other slides. You can add any elements, edit, add additional pictures, etc. So you are your AI creator and AI director at the moment. So this is big part of our production, and as mentioned previously, this loop, when we have our own prompts, where we have our own grounding inside MyGPTs, Claude projects, Gemini gems, it helps us to push it further to Gamma, to HeyGen, to 11 Labs. We create screencast videos inside Trupir Occlusa, so we can do it just in few clicks. So this is how it looks like after the editing. Inside these documents, it also can be added AI avatar. We try to make it more focused on the content. So in this video, you don't see my AI avatar, because we think that it's more important for students to focus on the content which on the screen, how to edit, how to change, how to set up, than on my face. But definitely we try to go from the speaking head videos to practical videos, speaking head. So personal touch is still in all our courses and in all our videos. If we talk about what's next, and maybe the question that is crucial in this story, I definitely believe in agentic workflow. The same with the human in the loop, when people try to do something. But if we talk about the basic idea, we can go to Manus, which is like typical AI agent, like browser agent, and just connecting here HeyGen by MCP. We have here HeyGen connected. I will show it. Yeah, we have here Gamma app, 11 Labs, HeyGen, etc. We can just ask Manus, go to HeyGen account, find Santa Claus AI avatar, generate video with text, Merry Christmas, dear HeyGen Bootcamp. So I can show you what I've got with this team. So everything was done inside basic AI agent. I've pushed what I want to do. I've done it from the mobile phone. The prompt was not ideal, and as a result, we've got something like that. I will show you the Santa celebration. Let's go to this Santa and let's see how it is going on. Yeah. Everyone knows what's wrong in this case. Definitely, when I was prompting Manus, I didn't ask it to find the right voice. I've asked to find the Santa Claus avatar. It found it for me, but I didn't mention that I need a male voice, but not female, and that was a little buggy. Definitely, we will spend a lot of time to make these things work, to make AI agents working with us, working for us, working with humans. And if you talk about the future of workflows, how I see it, definitely human will still be in the loop. The editors will become AI editors, educational project managers become AI educational project managers. AI world will be in everywhere, but at the same time, for 17 years, I was a part of big digital marketing revolution. And right now, we're teaching like 17 years marketers how to become digital marketers. But right now, you can't find marketer without digital. And the same, I think, will be with AI in the future. You can't find the educator, you can't find the creator, you can't find educational entrepreneur without AI. So As I mentioned previously, for everyone who found me on LinkedIn and connected, I have a special gift. So this is the time, Audrey, to share this in chat. This is a curated list of my GPTs. I shared with you just one of them, HeyGen Script Helper, but we have a lot of my GPTs that help us with a lot of tasks, with social media, content creation, researches, etc. So this is the first gift. And the second gift is my ebook, Your AI Marketer. Definitely, I've got this Santa Claus from HeyGen Avatar. This was my try to do some AI workflow, but definitely it can work. You add in details, you add in the voice ID, you add in avatar ID, and any AI agent created on an NA10 make or the simple one on Manus can make the job done for you. That's it from my side. I hope that was useful for you. I always love to ask feedback before going to the question side. So please push in chat from 0 to 10 how useful presentation was personally for you. If it was useful, put 10. If it was not very useful, it can be like 9, 8, 7. But I hope that my example will motivate you to start moving from human created but AI edited to AI created to but human edited content, and start implementing it in your workflows, agentic workflows, prompt engineering approaches, etc. Definitely, this is something that will be in really near future, and I hope that such amazing tools as HeyGen will give change your content creation in the same way as it game changed my own. That's all from my side. Justin, I definitely ready for some questions. If we have some, let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much, Anton. That was fantastic.
Thank you for sharing the possibility.
I'm going to bring Justin back on as well, and we can jump into some Q&A.
Yeah. I see the message that Santa Avatar is getting an update. I will use a new Santa Avatar next time.
Yes, currently underway.
Nice. Justin, I don't even know how you did that on the with that note in there. All right. Okay, we've got some questions. There's a couple that I think, Anton, you'll be able to help give some insight to folks on. The first is around disclosing use of AI. How do you go about that in your business and in your courses when you are creating with a digital twin? Are there requirements that you follow? Are you making a choice based on building trust with your audience? What goes into that?
Yeah, we started in all our new courses telling the same story that I've told you about accent. So guys, I'm from Ukraine. I have strong Eastern European accent. AI makes your life easier. That's why we are using AI. So we started adding it into new courses. It's not in 160, but in a lot of them. If we talk about disclaimer, Udemy asked us to put disclaimer just from October. Late October is 1 month. And on the most of our courses that we used HeyGen, we have this disclaimer. I've double asked Coursera. Yesterday was Coursera webinar for instructors. Do we need to disclose? They told, yet no, but we understand that disclosure policy is going from one platform to another, from YouTube to Udemy, from Udemy to definitely will come to Coursera. So we are partners for these platforms. We are partners at Udemy. We are Udemy instructor partner in 300 best instructors. We are partnering with Coursera. So definitely if Coursera will say, guys, you need to disclose too, we will disclose it. But as I mentioned, we try to go through the storytelling. You see my accent. It's not horrible, but it makes your ear a little bit tired. So I try to use AI to make the life of my students easier and less complicated.
Nice. Yeah, that's very helpful to know that you're looking at what the platforms ask, and then you're also including it in the story of how you explain how the content was created. I think those are both, great approaches.
But Audrey, I have one advantage. I've created AI courses. So create AI courses with AI video production is not so bad.
Yeah, definitely. I know we've got other customers as well, though, who are creating courses on things completely unrelated, who also are figuring out how to disclose or introduce as well.
Yeah, so some people they are complaining that AI avatars, they are not so engaging, they are not so fun. But if you are teaching nuclear physics, so you can be not very engaging.
There's another question kind of related to that, but around building trust, saying building trust is an important component of content marketing. Would it be a good strategy to combine avatar video with live video to preserve that trust generated by the live speaker? What are your thoughts? I don't know, Anton, if you have thoughts. I have some other examples I can share of how I know other people deal with this too.
Yeah, definitely. I believe that you need all type of content. For example, I'm teaching from the time when it was just offline education. So I'm teaching from 2007, 2008, and you have just audience, you have the room, you have, I don't know, laptops showing something on the desk, and this was one story. Right now, online education is something common. Everyone is okay with online education after the COVID, but I believe that in maybe 5-7 years, in the pocket we will have a mobile app with AI Audrey or AI Justin, and these guys will teach us about AI avatars, about AI content generation, etc. So we are in the process of transformation. Definitely we are not in that point, but we are moving there.
I have a thought on this as well, if I can supplement that answer. I think it's a great question. I think what we've seen, first off, whenever there's an innovative technology, there's always going to be pushback. Right now, for instance, AI voice is having a bit of a moment because it's been out longer than AI video has. And I think working here, it's been interesting to see there are certainly people who have a knee-jerk reaction to seeing a digital twin in that moment where they realize that it's AI. And certainly some folks will bristle. But at the same time, the volume of the volume of customers that we have who have been able to scale their businesses with digital twins or even with photo to video, that is proof of concept that there isn't a monolithic ideology around AI video perception. And so I think you really have to feel out your audience. If your audience is used to you presenting as a human, as a clear human who can do random things, I'm actually be curious, Anton, how you started to introduce slowly to your audience an AI version of yourself. But I really think it's audience dependent. Some audiences just care more about the content. They don't care necessarily as much that the speaker is real. And then there are other audiences, let's say for like the Alex Earls of the world, where if all of a sudden she was AI, probably wouldn't go over as well. So I think it's very much case by case.
From my side, I just want to share with the audience one exact example and to answer the question of Justin, how I've started doing it. Audrey, from your side, I will need to give me screen again. I will share my screen and show you one video. So if we talk about the possibility, definitely AI avatars is not only the one possibility to create realistic content. I will show it again, just give me a second.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but if you understand, you mean what is going on here, the face hallucinated. The face hallucinated, the guy who was at the beginning was not me at the moment. What is advantage of HeyGen compared to classical image to video approach with Clean, Web3 and other technologies? You have the stable picture, and this is really amazing. What I started doing when everyone was posting things like Clean AI, Sora, etc. 1 year ago, I've showing HeyGen results compared to image to video results. And definitely, guys, here you have a huge advantage because you have really something that looks the same on each stage. And this is amazing.
It's a great answer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll share a link in the chat as well from Julia McCoy, one of the examples that Justin showed. The AI consultant on her team actually joined a webinar we did a couple of weeks ago, and he shared that they do a lot of experimentation. I think a big piece is seeing for your specific audience how your content performs and what do they react to, especially when you're building trust with your audience directly. It's your avatar. And they found, the vast majority of their content is delivered by her avatar. It's really crucial to how she runs her business. But she does often add like a clip of herself live at the very beginning of some of her videos. And they found that those perform really well, but then she's not recording her entire kind of content, but she'll add clips of herself that do show that it's an avatar. She also fully is disclosing. So it's interesting to see that's, when people experiment, they see what content performs best in combination sometimes. So I'll share that link in the chat too.
Totally.
All right, let's see. I'm going to check a couple other questions. We've got a couple HeyGen specific questions we can answer that came up a few times. Questions around, does HeyGen have a green screen feature? There's a background removal feature, so you can use that to be able to add your avatar, remove the background from how you recorded your avatar, and then use it. I use that a lot. Works really well.
Also, as of this week, beyond just removing your background, you can now customize your background. So you can add different colors, add different photos, whatever assets you want. So yeah, literally this week, we're always innovating. So keep checking in.
Awesome. All right, let's see if we've maybe got one more question. This is a question, Anton, while we have you here. Someone asked about how you're on when you were showing some of the other tools you're using in your full tech stack, including TruePeer and Cluso. Could you share a little bit more about how you're using those in your process?
Yeah, if we talk about the TruePeer and Cluso, it gives us consistency in voice. So if you use in HeyGen 11 Labs voice, when I try to record screencasts like Loom, Camtasia, etc., it's still the difference. It's still the difference in the voice. And if we talk about Cluso or TruePeer, we can record screencast. It will be already edited, polished with presentation, etc. AI helps to do it in both tools. But what we can add 11 Labs voice through the whole these stages. We start with the speaking head, like promo, intro video, HeyGen. After that, TruePeer showing something screencast. We have 11 Labs voice. Moving further to presentation, here we have HeyGen video, 11 Labs voice, and the same voice is going everywhere, which not disturbs the audience in the process.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. All right, let's see.
There's one interesting question in the chat that I think maybe Anton could comment on if you're okay with it, Audrey.
Yeah.
One person commented that what she's looking to do is upload bulk scripts and have it generate talking avatars and AI illustrations that follow her branding kit. And she'd asked in an earlier comment about she uses Gamma to make presentations just like you do, Anton. Maybe you could take that one.
Can you please repeat it? I didn't get it.
Oh, sure. So the comment is, the idea is to feed HeyGen all of my bulk scripts while it generates realistic talking avatar and AI illustrations that follows my branding kit, which is a specific color palette. How can I create such a workflow automation easily?
In Gamma, you can upload template. In HeyGen, if it's needed, you also can add your brand kit. We are also experimenting right now with Manus. I've showed you like some joke stuff with Santa, but in Manus, you can push your brand kit, you can push your logo, etc. It will add the presentation. You will go through the MCP to HeyGen, create the video, get through the Manus the video, bundle it, and you will get all in one same style. The same you can do in Make and A10, everywhere where you can connect through API or MCP.
Very cool. And I can see the notion that for Christmas coming early, Abiola, the woman who asked that comment, brand kit is something that we are actively working on. So stay tuned.
Awesome. All right. I think it's time for us to wrap up the session. I'm glad we got through some questions. Anton, I saw lots of love in the chat for your gift. Thank you for sharing that with the audience and for all of your walkthroughs. So many incredible tips to learn. A lot of good tips from people around using Gamma, all of your entire workflow. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Justin, as well. This was a fantastic session. We've got the session survey in the chat. So please do fill that out to let us know. And we will be back in a moment with our next session.
Thank you for inviting. Have a great event. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And Justin, you can just click out of this tab. We're going to keep the stream going.
All right, you got it. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. We are about to jump into our next session. So thank you to everyone who just joined us. We loved having you. We will share the recording for the HeyGen for Knowledge Businesses session. If you wrapped up that and you're interested in going over to the support lounge, you can find that in the roundtable section. Otherwise, we will see you soon for more webinars. We do have something coming up next week, I believe. If you check under our events tab at community.heygen.com, we've got some upcoming events you might be interested in. But without further ado, I want to introduce our next session. We are going to dive into HeyGen for agencies. And I'm going to bring our guests onto the stage. Hey, Call, welcome.
Hey, Audrey, how's it going?
Good, thanks for joining.
We're super excited. Yeah, excited to share my screen, show some slides. We have one of our favorite agency partners, Lucas, here with us today as well. Hey, Lucas.
Hey everybody.
Yes, thanks so much for joining us. We're so grateful to have you as part of this session to kick this off. One of our very early HeyGen customers. You have learned avatars. Your team are the absolute experts. It's really incredible to see what an AI-enabled agency you have built at FamePlay. I know this is going to be a great session. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Really excited to be here. Congratulations to a great bootcamp.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, I am going to hand it over, Cathal, to you, and
Wonderful.
Lucas to take it away.
Great. Well, yeah, before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome to today's agency session. We're super excited to chat. Just to run through the agenda a little bit, we're going to start with a quick intro, a couple of minutes just around what is the HeyGen for Agencies program, a couple of slides there. Then Lucas is going to tell us a little bit about what his agency does, where they're seeing success. We're then going to do a Q&A with Lucas. I have some questions I'm super curious about. Following that, Lucas will drop off and we're going to cover a little bit on how you can become a certified agency, join our agency community. We'll touch on a couple of use cases. And then at the end, we're going to have some time for Q&A, general Q&A if you're an agency, you're interested in what we're up to, or you have any questions about today's session. So it's going to be a jam-packed hour. Without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. Great. Lucas, I might get a yes if you can see everything.
Yes.
Wonderful. Great. So what is the HeyGen for Agencies program? If you've just joined this stream, HeyGen is a generative video platform. We help people personalize, localize, and create content much faster and easier than it would have been before. The HeyGen for Agencies program is for video agencies, marketing agencies, digital agencies, to help you efficiently scale video production in a cost-effective manner for your clients. And one thing we're hearing a lot from agencies is not only can you create videos faster and cheaper before, but it also unlocks new creative opportunities to use video that might not have been available in the past. HeyGen works with agencies big and small. These are some of the larger Fortune 500 type agencies we work with, but we also work with agencies with 1 person, 2 people, 50 people, 100 people, the whole way through. So pretty broad range of agencies that we work with. And with that said, I'm going to try to bring Lucas up on screen as well. Okay, great. Lucas, there we go. I'm going to hand it over to you. You have a couple of slides. We'll run through them, and then we can jump into our questions.
Thanks for the introduction. And yeah, I'm happy to introduce FamePlay, which I think might be, our story might be inspiring for some of the little agencies or mid-sized agencies, or for some individuals that are looking for a new business or how to adjust to their traditional production to the modern times. So basically, I just wanted to start the story with this first slide. That's kind of saying that HeyGen helped us helped us we're a production. Fameplay is a production, a movie and a video production based in Prague, Czech Republic. And HeyGen helped us scale our business, become more of a global producer, starting as a local producer. And we can go on. The story of Fameplay, of our production, begins in 2018 when we started building VOD platforms. So we're not only a producer, but also kind of a tech company, because we built VOD platforms, not only for ourselves, but also for our clients. And we ended up building a VOD platform for Czech Olympic team, for a major international film festival here in Czech Republic, for Karlovy Vary. And with our production, we managed to be awarded by International Emmy Award. And back in 2023, we decided that we should, take the advantage of AI being available and try to come with some innovative change to our business. So we focused on a video and movie production, and we said a crazy idea. Our CEO, Juraj, came to us and he said, guys, let's start with this idea. How can we make 500 videos in a week without even turning on a camera? And this became like this historical idea that started our way. And we started to look for, ways how to make more videos without touching our camera. And we came across several tools that allow us to translate, to dub, thanks to AI, to dub our content. And that's how we started. That's how we started also with HeyGen, with other tools. And then we came across the avatars and the usage of avatars, which eventually, we can go to next slide, or maybe 2 more slides, which became the thing for us, because it not only brings an opportunity to localize or to become a global producer, because you create everything in multiple languages, but also it helps you save money on shooting in a studio, hiring a crew. And so we had this idea that if we're here to make 500 videos per week, it should be avatars to place our bet on. So we called HeyGen and we said, hey guys, we love your studio avatars, the ones with the transparent background, the professional avatars. And would you give us a deal if we, buy more of them, like 100? And so we got a deal. I think we became one of the first agencies that actually resell the avatars, resell the service. And in about a year, we ended up creating 100 of these avatars. So it was a success. And between these avatars, we can go to next slide. It's there are many famous people here in the Czech Republic, many CEOs, lawyers, entrepreneurs, people from the sport and entertainment industry, and all kinds of people that have something to say. And we became their avatar creators, thanks to HeyGen. And also, we initially started to create their avatar videos, but then we moved on with Subspaces. We moved on and we became a trainer for our clients. So we not only create the avatars, but we also train our clients how to work with the avatar, how to create the videos. And we show them our workflow, and we let them use the subspace within our workspace. And we kind of service them as they create their avatar videos independently. There are a couple of slides now showing how we use avatar for a series production, because I think nowadays there's a lot of AI created content. There's a lot of content in general, and we've always been focused on valuable content, to make content with a reason, with a message. And one of the cases that we used avatar for is International Volleyball Academy. This sport organization came to us and they asked us if we couldn't produce their International Volleyball Academy in multiple languages. But the thing was that the main trainer, we can go to the next slide, didn't speak any language besides a little bit of German. And what they needed was German channel, Spanish channel, and also English channel. So we created the avatar for Zdeněk Haník, this famous trainer. And ever since, we've been creating this show in multiple languages. Here's a little sample if we can play it.
Welcome to the International Volleyball Academy, where we will teach you how to play volleyball properly. Starting from the very basics, we will take you through all levels of volleyball in small steps. From the first touches with the ball to rocket serves, deadly blocks, smart spiking, and amazing saves in the field to more complex combinations and game systems. We will teach you everything you need to be
Okay, it's the trainer is using his avatar, and he is speaking multiple languages. And to move on, we also use the avatars for video automation. Some of our clients need to send hundreds of videos customized for their employees or clients, so we use also that. We use integration in Clay. I highly recommend. Clay is a great tool to automate HeyGen production. And also, when I was speaking about localization, what we really appreciate within HeyGen is the dubbing with lip sync. We can go to another slide. We don't have to play the video. Another slide. Yeah. But one of the first things, it was now it's two years ago, we localized this commercial for used car reseller, and we used just HeyGen and 11 Labs to recreate this commercial from Czech to Romanian. We've been using, we don't have to play that, Cal. I think we're running out of time. We've been using the great lip sync feature of HeyGen immensely, because what I think is that HeyGen is like one of the best lip sync engines, which are, the lip sync is included in the avatar, video production, and also in the video translate tool. So I highly recommend to those of you who don't use HeyGen yet for video dubbing, give it a try, give it a shot. It's getting better and better, and the lip sync is really smooth.
Happy to play this one. We have time, don't worry.
Ale koft tam bywa navíc. Vážně. Dáš si follow?
Just to briefly explain, this was a remake of a famous Czech commercial using only AI, and the lip sync was done with HeyGen. And it was really tricky because this Tuna Dog, which is his name, he has a great overbite, which is really hard to work with within lip sync engines. And HeyGen did a great job on that, so I wanted to show that. And that's it for me.
Great. I might stop sharing my screen for a moment. We'll bring both of us back up. I'm actually just going to pull up just one final slide, just Lucas, in case anyone wants to connect with you. I just want to leave this on screen for just a moment. Yeah, this is Lucas's LinkedIn email address. And Lucas, where does the QR code go to?
To Fameplay on LinkedIn.
Perfect. So yeah, just want to make sure I left that on screen for a moment in case anyone is interested in talking to Lucas and the team. Great. Well, let me see. I'm going to stop sharing for one moment. Yeah, we have a couple of questions for you. Would love to just start by hearing, like, how did you hear about HeyGen originally? You've been using HeyGen for quite a while now.
Yeah, HeyGen back then was called Movio, and it was one of the two tools that offered avatars. So we found it through these websites that were integrating information about new AI tools, and there was Synthesia and it was HeyGen. And we tested back then. We tested both, and HeyGen was came up with a better result. Back then, it was 2023 at the beginning of the year or spring.
Super cool. Thanks for sharing. When you start using HeyGen, it's a bit of a journey. You start using it for little pieces of your workflow and then more and more. How have your workflows changed now using HeyGen versus kind of some of the workflows you had before AI video or HeyGen?
Yeah, that's a great question because it changed it totally. Our workflow and even the team changed totally because not only because I told you we started as a traditional movie and video production, so we had cameraman, we had editing people, we had studio sound and everything like this. That every time you have to hire, you have to pay, and this time we compressed the shooting and the filming to creating the avatar, and then we just either generate b-roll or just shoot the b-roll. But talking heads, we no more, we don't shoot anymore talking heads. So it changed immensely. Totally. It's just a new workflow, and we recommend it to our clients as well. It doesn't make sense to light up a studio and have everyone in just to have some announcement video. So when we create avatar, we create several positions, several gestures and all that. So it's so the client and or us are flexible then with the usage.
Yeah. One thing that really stood out from your presentation for me was when you mentioned, okay, we need to create 500 videos and we're not going to lift up a camera to do that. I suppose I'd really love to understand what motivated you to change the way that you were working in the past. I know it was you and a team, but what was the motivation to try to do something like that?
I think that it was two things because we were building VOD platforms, and we saw that the future of VOD platforms isn't what we want to what we see as a good business. And also we as a production, we had many individual creators, and we also were dependent on their decisions. And this is like a fun fact, but when we started working with AI, with generative AI and with HeyGen especially, I thought that our creators that we took care of and we took care of their channels and everything would be willing to experiment with us and to maybe let themselves to let us to create an avatar for them. But everyone turned me down, and I realized if we want to move forward and adjust to new times, we have to do it on our own. So we just figured, and our CEO came and he said, okay, let's think of a crazy idea. And he said it like and go and try how we achieve making 500 videos without turning on the camera. And we didn't know what it was. All of us, we thought maybe it would be generating videos, but we didn't realize it was actually dubbing videos. So we created on one of our show, we created it in 7 languages, and that started adding the numbers of video being made without turning on the camera, and then the avatars came. So it was like a shot, it was like a bet. So we have more serious thinking below that.
Of course. Okay, great. One of the things you mentioned there was the video you translated, the series you translated into 7 different languages, and then you started to see the numbers and the metrics change. What type of impact have you started to see, on your metrics from using HeyGen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I would be lying if I said that every single language version turns to a monetization case. Yes, the YouTube channels, they started to monetize, but not all of them perform as the best. So only some of them. But as long as it's so affordable to test the temperature on the market, there's no one to stop you, from trying different languages, just different markets. And it depends, like our historical show, it does a really good job in Germany. Our International Volleyball Academy, it does the best job in Spanish and in English. So it's we see the metrics changing according to what content we use and what content we distribute. So it's not like equal. Yes, I think we doubled or tripled, or almost tripled the revenue from reselling or from using Gen AI production. we really keep our eye on that because that's the future. So the revenue is growing, but it is very specific language wise and content wise.
Makes sense. There's been a lot of hard-won lessons. You've been using this technology, since way before it was where it is today. This technology improves every week. Would love to learn, what tips or lessons would you have for folks maybe watching this?
Yes, I highly recommend being tool agnostic. I know that I'm at a HeyGen Bootcamp, but even HeyGen has some features that are the best in the industry, and some of them are not the best. So, and that's I'm being honest because I like HeyGen, and I think you cannot really improve everything to 100% if there's so much that HeyGen does of what HeyGen is doing. So. Tool agnostic means selecting the best from the best, or the best from several tools. We do it ourselves also. And regarding the testing new tools, I figured that you have to start using something seriously and not end up in an infinite loop of looking for and testing new tools. Otherwise, you won't get anything done. So that these are my two recommendations, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sure. And then when it comes to your HeyGen usage, any tips or lessons for getting the most out of HeyGen?
Definitely the best lip sync engine. I mean, it's not only for the Avatar 4 fun stuff, but also for serious stuff regarding the video translation. I really highly recommend using it. I recommend having an enterprise account, because enterprise account comes with, or agency account, the better contract, because it comes with some features that are not available, like proofread, higher quality of avatars, and etc. And I really love the subspaces idea. I think it really gave us a tool how to work with our clients as an agency. So I hope that you guys will keep improving it, because that's something that is really needed.
Of course. Okay, let me see. Final question from me. For a new agency or creative team starting to explore HeyGen, where do you recommend they start?
With Avatar. I mean, try using it. It seems like this time, or at this moment, it's much better to work with the photo avatar, like Avatar 4, start with your picture. But I still see the video avatar, the traditional, more hyper realistic than the one created from the photo, especially when you're using different languages, or you're talking to different markets than United States, because the expressiveness of the photo avatar is really too much sometimes for Czech or European audience. So start with the avatar, and start with the hyper realistic instant avatar, and start experimenting with it. And everyone around me just love the idea that they don't have to shoot anymore, and they can generate their voice track, they can generate their videos while on the move, or while in pajamas, or somewhere out of the studio, out of office.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Lucas, on that note, thank you so much for tuning in today. I know it's probably getting late on your end, but yeah, we really appreciate your partnership, and thank you for hopping on today's webinar.
Thanks for having me, and fingers crossed for the rest of the bootcamp.
Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was Lucas tuning in from the Czech Republic. We've actually had the pleasure of having Lucas to our office in LA a couple of times. We just met with him and some other agency partners for dinner in LA a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, thanks again, Lucas. Much appreciated. Now I'm gonna hop back into my slides. Next on the agenda is to cover a little bit more about, some of you are probably wondering, Lucas, Fameplay, how did they get such a close relationship with the HeyGen team? How have they become experts in using the platform? At HeyGen, we've invested a lot of time and energy into helping agencies succeed. One of the things that we have done is our agency certification. So if you're brand new to HeyGen and you're just figuring out where is the best jumping in point, highly recommend checking out this certification. But also if you're a more experienced agency, maybe you've been using HeyGen for a while, a year, 2 years, and you just want to kind of get that stamp of approval that you can use when you go talking to clients, or just a nice badge to have on your website to show that you're a AI video forward agency, this certification is a good place to jump in. We built our agency certification with the help of our agency partners like Lucas, who gave us advice on essentially what were the key things they wish they knew when they were getting started with HeyGen. So it really helps people learn about the core features and functionality, connect with other agencies at similar stages to yourselves in our agency community, and then grow. Once you're a certified agency partner, you can join our agency partner program. We have a directory of certified agencies that we can then refer to HeyGen's other customers, whether it be small businesses, medium-sized businesses, or large enterprise corporations who are looking for hands-on help to get the most out of HeyGen. So in the chat, we might be able to share a link to the agency certification, or I can definitely share this after the call. But essentially, this is what it looks like. There are 8 different parts to the certification. Now, the first one, there's no action required, and on 1 or 2, there isn't. But some of you are probably wondering, what does the agency certification entail? It entails kind of using and understanding different parts of our product. And then there are a couple of assessments built into this. So you might have to create a custom avatar and create a short 60-second video to show that you know how to do that and that you can create a high quality video. We also make you translate a video with our video translation tool. And then the HeyGen for Agencies team will go, they'll review all of your submissions. Most of the time, the videos look great. We'll approve the certification, we'll get back to you. But if we do feel like the videos aren't as polished as they should be, we will get back to you, give you some feedback, tell you where you can make some improvements, and we'll work with you to get you over the line and get that certification to get you off to the races. So yeah, after you complete the certification, you get your HeyGen for Agencies badge, a little bit like this one. This can then be shared on your agency's website. Some agencies have also done a little press release, posted on social media that they're now a certified agency, which is great. We do offer discounted agency packages or enterprise packages for agencies once they've completed the certification. So there are a couple of different benefits that you can unlock, as well as just helping you and your team learn lots about HeyGen and get to a point where you're ready to go and deliver projects for clients. If you're not already in here, you should think about joining the 2,153 other agency owners, members, and employees who are in our agency community. Great place to hear about our events. We normally run a monthly agency webinar. There's also a form here where you can ask questions, get help from others. And this is also where the certification lives as well. So if you haven't already joined our agency community on the HeyGen community site, highly, highly recommend you do that. And then if you're interested in just getting a little bit of inspiration around what other agency customers are doing, we have a lovely partner directory. It is heygen.com/agencies. Super simple. You can even see Fameplay here in the second row in the middle. You can click in there, read a little bit about the types of services they're offering to clients, see some video examples of what other agencies are doing. And then if you're an enterprise customer and you're looking for an agency partner, you have the opportunity to connect directly with these agencies. So it's a bit of a marketplace. It's really important for us to actually go and help our agencies get more exposure to people who are exploring AI video. But if I was getting started as an agency, this is a great place to see what some of our agency partners are working on. Today's call has been, super focused on agencies in the last 30 minutes, but I just want to take a little bit of time to talk about some use cases, just in case you've just joined this call for the first time. These are kind of 6 of the core use cases, and you might have saw this slide a couple of times throughout the last day or so. But on the right-hand side here, we have the sales and marketing use cases. Then on the left-hand side, we have the e-learning, training, internal comms. We work with agencies who help all sorts of customers and clients with these type of projects, Lucas mentioned that he works a lot with localization, so taking existing video content and helping translate it, a little bit like the used car platform that he shared. We also work with a lot of e-learning agencies who a customer might come to them and say, hey, we're releasing a new product. We need to create, a video learning series with 15 videos. And often someone like FamePlay would come in, they would draft up the course, the topics that they would like it to cover through the syllabus, and then generate interactive and engaging videos for learners to go and get onboarded or get upskilled on a new product or service. One example of this would be a company we work with called ELB. There's a case study on our website, ELB Learning, how they, as an e-learning agency, are creating videos for their clients. They work with a lot of Fortune 500 or Fortune 100 companies. And some pretty staggering statistics from how they've been using HeyGen. They've been able to reduce the development time of their courses by 65 to 70%, creating hundreds of hours of content. And they even shared a little video for me to share with you today. This is from one of their fast food clients, as far as I remember. They were creating some onboarding content. And they made this video super quick with just a photo to really kind of bring some of the written content to life. So I'll play a little bit of this.
At Dash Burger, clear and respectful communication keeps our operations running at peak efficiency. Knowing how to call out orders, manage rushes, and support your team makes all the difference. It's the peak of dinner service, and orders are coming in rapidly.
So yeah, you get the gist. Super simple video for Dash Burger here, one of their customers. But this is essentially just walking folks through, what they should keep in mind when it gets really busy in the restaurant. The benefit of using HeyGen for something like this is, often things change. So after a month, Dash Burger might change their approach. It's really easy for ELB Learning just to jump back into HeyGen, change a word or two in the script, and then regenerate. Similarly, this is a more marketing external type content called Favored. Favored is a performance marketing agency based in London. They use HeyGen for creating UGC style content. And if you're not familiar with that term, it's a little bit like the short form videos that you might see on TikTok or Instagram. Very short, often a person talking to the camera with an authentic feel. And they've been able to 6x their output of video variants. What that means for a performance marketing agency is they can test lots and lots of variations of videos to figure out what's actually working, what's resonating in the market. And once they figure out what's resonating, they can double down on that. They can add more ad spend and kind of reach a wider audience. But I can explain it one way, but this little video will explain it even better from FamePlay themselves.
I'm Andy Willers. I am the co-founder of Favored. We're a full funnel performance marketing agency that blends creativity with performance metrics to drive results for our clients.
I'm Gigi. I'm the content lead at Favored. I specialize in making user-generated content and social media videos for our clients. Some of the challenges we faced at Favored before using HeyGen was the fact of just getting things done. I mean, like, lots of our clients want very specific things and we just didn't have access to pulling it off. Some of these things would take maybe 10 days to turn around.
The new approach with HeyGen significantly shortens that. We can turn around a really good piece of UGC, for example, in a matter of hours rather than days now. And I think that sort of turnaround time and the pace at which we can do that has been a game changer for us.
Seeing my ideas transformed into final videos feels rewarding. It feels great because the process with HeyGen is so simple. It's not stressful. It's very quick. It's very easy. I have all the creators I need at my doorstep. I can go through and I can pick out the right person to fit the brand and get a script and put it all together with literally just a few clicks. It's honestly less stressful to use HeyGen than it is to go out and film a real piece of video.
The real magic moment for me is when we can create something end to end using purely generative workflows and have something really production ready at the end of it. And for me, that's an incredible process. And watching that happen at speed is also another layer of amazement on top of an already very good platform. And I think the way that it's allowed us to scale testing and improve the speed at which we can test has really had a massive impact on our ability to understand what creatives are working and why, and allow us to unlock better performance for our clients.
To me, HeyGen kind of represents the future of content creation. Anyone can literally access this platform and create something that they may have felt before that wasn't possible. And with HeyGen and its AI capabilities, anything is now possible in content creation.
So yeah, super cool to hear from our agency partners in London working on some marketing use cases using HeyGen avatars. So yeah, much better than I ever could have. You can hear kind of how they're using the platform and getting lots from it. We have time for one more quick case study. This is essentially from an agency partner that specifically works with clients in the financial services industry. Not on purpose, but also based in London. This is Vision Creative Labs sharing a little bit about how they get the most from HeyGen, and we will play this video right now.
My name's Roger Hurst and I'm a co-founder of Vision Creative Labs. Vision Creative Labs is a video production company and we're focused primarily in the finance and decentralized finance space. What we're really trying to do is create video at scale that's engaging for the finance industry. So the key thing for us with HeyGen, we started using back in 2023, was that it was this very high quality ability to create content at scale and recreate the presence of the people who wanted to get their content out there. And so we very quickly realized that we could use HeyGen's AI technology to allow our customers to become the voice of their own products. And before now, this has been prohibitive because obviously filming required many cameras, often required a set. Whereas now what we can do is we can do that once and then create incredibly large amounts of content that can be manipulated and changed over time. And often these clients want to make hundreds, if not thousands of videos a year. I think some of the most incisive and exciting opportunities that clients have seen has been the ability to individualize the content. So one video is no longer one video, it might be 10 videos, it might have 20 languages. Again, you suddenly realize that this is a sort of a never-ending stream of content, but created from just one script. And that's the versatility which is so empowering with these videos. When you can see yourself speaking in multiple different languages, which obviously you can't actually speak, it allows this scalability, efficiency, and it also allows speed, which is very important in the financial markets because they're moving so quickly. We can change the updates almost instantaneously. And for us, that was a game changer.
So yeah, you've heard it now from Vision Creative Labs. Speed is of the essence in the financial services industry. Similar at HeyGen, we are moving as quickly as we can to make our experience better for all our customers, all our agency partners, and their clients who are getting a lot of value out of HeyGen. So if you are new, some of the links I mentioned are on this QR code. You can scan this. It will take you to our agency community. Please check that out if you haven't already. Super great. And without further ado, I think we might pull Audrey back up. We have some Q&A to get into, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cathal. There's a lot of interest in the chat. We've been sharing the links where people can find the certification. We've got a couple questions we can go through. And one of the top questions is around the certification. People are wondering, you know, are there qualifications? Could an individual, a solopreneur, or a small team become a certified agency or agency partner?
Yeah, we're super open. Essentially, if you're a one-person shop and you're thinking about maybe offering HeyGen to potential customers or clients, or offer it as a service, yeah, you're more than welcome. We do not discriminate. The certification is for anyone who's interested enough to do the certification.
That's great. And then there's another question around kind of when you do become a certified agency, what do you get from that? I think you mentioned the badge. Can people use that as their kind of like official document of being a certified agency?
Yeah, definitely. So the badge is kind of one of the first pieces. And then we have different tiers of agency partners. So if you're just getting started with a HeyGen account, you're on a free plan or a creator teams, kind of one of our more like entry level plans. You'll start with the entry level agency certification badge. We then have enterprise tiers, gold, platinum, and silver, essentially, for agencies who are using HeyGen a lot more. One thing we start to take into consideration over time is the feedback we're hearing from their clients around, you know, the services they're getting from the agency. The other things you get is you get access to our agency partner Slack community as well as the option to take up our discounted enterprise packages for agencies. Whenever the time comes, it makes sense to kind of scale up your usage even more.
Awesome. There's a couple questions. Nicole, I don't know if you have insight from what others are doing around automation. I know that Lucas mentioned using Clay. There were a couple of questions around Clay. I don't know if you have insight into how some agencies are using automation tools like Clay or others in their process with HeyGen.
Yeah. Yeah, we are super excited about our automation strategy and ecosystem strategy for 2026. We have lots coming there, but let's talk about kind of how people are using automations right now. One of the biggest things for agencies would be personalized videos at scale. So we have a couple of case studies on our website from different agencies who've done this. Ogilvy, Publicis, Video Imaging from Brazil. Essentially, one of the automations that they've done is they create an avatar, they create a template, and then at scale, they created 100,000 different personalized videos in an afternoon. So they generated all these videos really quickly. It was the same video, except they just changed a couple of different variables in the video. So it was hello Cathal, hello Audrey, hello Sam. They were then able to use these as part of marketing activation campaigns for different brands. As a result of this, like automation with personalized videos, they were able to see 3x engagement across this campaign that they did with InBev. And InBev is kind of like an alcohol wholesaler in Brazil. But that would be one of the automations. The other thing is we see people using N8M and Zapier to essentially set up workflows where they upload a new video to their YouTube channel. They want to automatically translate that and get it uploaded to like a Google Drive or a Dropbox. So people are starting to explore more and more automations. We're really excited about our new video agent and all the automations that are going to feed off that as well.
Awesome. I'm looking in the chat, and there's still some questions around certification that I think we can clarify around the cost to get certified. If
Yeah.
you're on different plans, what does it take? What is the cost to get certified?
Yeah, zero cost. It's completely free. It's open to everyone. There's no cost. And you can do it on any plan. You can be on a free plan, creator plan, teams plan, pro plan, enterprise plan. And our team will support you throughout. If you have any questions, you can reach out and we'll help you make sure you get through all the steps.
Perfect. Yeah, I would definitely recommend everyone join the agency community where the certification is. Carl, I know your team does regular webinars as well, where you can take more questions, and you're really available to help people through the process.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me check if we've got a couple other questions. Someone had asked, did Lucas's team meet the 500 videos in a week? I think they did. And I think from the last example you gave, there are agencies who are creating really, really large volume of videos for their clients. It's pretty impressive. All right, let's see. I'm going to just check if we've got a few more questions. We've got a question around Video Agent. Carl, I don't know if you can share a bit more about Video Agent, maybe some of the ways specifically the agencies you've seen are using Video Agent.
Yeah. Yeah, Video Agent has been like a roller coaster start, released quite recently in the last couple of months. At the start, we released it in a public beta. We weren't expecting so many people, including agencies, to really start using it so heavily. We've got really great feedback, and we've been able to fine tune and make it much better in the last couple of weeks. We've finally gotten to a point where we're seeing people using it for client projects. So we're seeing it for all the normal use cases, creating internal training, learning and development videos for their clients. We're seeing people use the agent a lot for when agencies are pitching to new clients. So if you have a customer pitch tomorrow, you're making a slide deck, maybe you want to create something really quickly, like a video intro to that proposal. People are using the agent for that. One piece of feedback we're getting a lot from agencies is, how can I integrate my brand kit with the Video Agent so that, we have all the logos, the fonts, the colors on brand. That is one of our focuses, and no updates on that, but hopefully early in 2026, we'll get that turned around for everyone.
Awesome. I think it would be great to end. I'll see if there's any kind of final questions that people want to put in the chat. But wondering, what's the best way for people to connect with your team?
Yeah. One of the best ways is through the agency community. So if you ask any questions in the forum there, we're super responsive. If you complete the certification, one of the last steps is we offer you time on the calendar with the agency team. You can also chat to us, but also feel free to reach out. My email is just kahal@heygen.com. If you reach out to me, myself, or some of the team will be able to help you out and answer any questions you have. But yeah, highly recommend the certification as a starting point.
Awesome. And I'll just share my screen quickly to show folks. You can find, we put the direct links, but if you're going to come back later, you can always find us at community.heygen.com. And you can come find your group, the agency group here. And this is the agency community. This is the forum. The call mentions you can create a post here. That's a great way to connect if you have questions. You can watch our replays of previous webinars and keep an eye out here for future ones. And then if you scroll down here, this is where the certification is. And this, you don't need to sign up for the certification. Is that right, Cathal? They can just come here and get started through the certification.
Exactly, yeah. There is the text for the certification. We've also made some videos recently as well to kind of bring it to life. So yeah, shout out to Jeremiah and Christian for working on that. And yeah, I think it'll make you sign in or sign up for the community to kick off the certification.
Perfect. Great. Well, I think that answered a lot of the questions that I see folks were asking. Keep an eye out for future webinars. There's a lot of resources in that community, so I hope to see you there if you're interested in being part of the agency community. Thank you so much, Cathal. Appreciate your time.
Congratulations on the bootcamp. It's been fantastic.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. We love to see that in the chat. Please do give us your feedback. We'll drop the survey link for this session, and we'll send a survey link for the full bootcamp after we conclude. We'll give a preview of what's up next.